question of I've been able to define the property. I've gone further to define my market. I've been able to do all that. Then I go to where is my audience. We together? By the time now you are coming to this question, like ourselves at Smart Focus, we've got so many properties that we are marketing out there. But for each and every property, we normally takes it through this process of identifying where is our audience. When you are now coming to this question, this is now where you ask yourself, which platforms? If you want to market the first property that we saw there, the first property was a commercial space going for 50 million. Would we say the market for that is at TikTok? Assuming I'm just dealing with that property. We together? Jenga. Would we say the audience of that property, it is at TikTok? I don't know if you're together, guys. So it means even before you commit a budget to market any property, you've done all that analysis for each and every one of the property that has been given to you. Number two, now you go to start analyzing where is my audience for each and every property that has been given to you. How do we identify the audience? Then now you start, already you've been able to define who is your market and which class that market is falling at. Class 1, class 2. Then now you've been able to define which are all the platforms in the market space that has these different classes. So, like I said, for the purpose of today's presentation, we only throw with one property, the property of quarter an acre. Now, using that as an example, I'm looking at a property of 7.5 million. And I'm asking myself, where is this market? Where is this audience? Where are these people? Then we get to list all the platforms. Maybe we would list all the social media spaces. We would list for them. You can list them. Maybe you can say there's TikTok. You can say there is FB. You can say there is LinkedIn. You may say there is Twitter. Yeah. Let me just use this first as an example. When you have a property for 7.5 million and you're about to place what we call a budget to market it, yeah, you need to ask yourself, if I place a budget to sell this product, what is the maximum budget that you can ever spend? Because in every sale or in every marketing, again, backend, we are also concerned with our P&L. We are also concerned with what is the maximum can I spend to ever promote a particular property. We together? It is a critical element in the sales journey of any property that has been given to us. Now, once we do all this type of analysis, then we are able to ask ourselves, what happens in Twitter? Do we have property sales of this type in Twitter? What audience is there? Is that audience interested with real estate? What makes the audience go to Twitter and buy, or what really drives someone to log into their Twitter application? Maybe can I share all the various apps, then you can tell me what drives people there. We can start with Jenga. What drives people to go to TikTok? Yeah? Majorly for fun. Entertainment. True? Joshua, what makes people log into Facebook? So Facebook, we are saying it has information and say connection and fun. Yeah? Cecilia, what makes people to log into LinkedIn? Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, what makes people to log into Twitter? Majorly politics. Emmanuel, what makes people to log into YouTube? Entertainment and education. Now, sasa hebu tazama hawa watu wote, hakuna mwenye ameingia ili anunue shamba. Si ni kweli? No, let's talk about this. Because you find people they are still committing a lot of money to some of these platforms, but primarily none of the person logged into Twitter to go and buy property. We are talking about where is the audience, because this is where people keep making a mistake. You are positioning your product before the wrong audience. But also at the same time, we can still position the product to that audience, but present it in a manner that it will also be able to capture their primary reason, as also it captures a sales goal. Together, these are things we may not be able to go into details today, but these are but advanced skill sets that are incorporated in the sale of properties in Kenya. Not just in Kenya, but the best salesmen in this space of real estate. This is how we keep incorporating and being able to advance as and when we are converting a property. Where is the other audience? We can tell that the primary reason persons are coming to some of these spaces, it was not purely for real estate decision. Now, let's advance it further. What is the reason that would make someone to log into a platform like, let me use our brothers in the market space. I want to use names that we know first. Buy and rent. What are they known for? Yeah, they are known for property. True. So it means anytime someone is logging into this platform, they are not logging into that platform for any other reason. It's not for entertainment. This is a serious investor who has already taken a decision to invest in real estate. Their primary reason for coming to such a platform is but one. They want to identify where, if there is a property in their neighborhood, in the location they are intending to go and invest, and so that they can be able to engage. True? Now, I don't have any problem with buy rent. I mean, they are partners in the market space. But now I want to say, when you talk about audience, we also now have the audience called, we also have another platform called Smart Focus. Smart Focus is a real estate, is a property marketing company. Why any other person would be able to come into this platform is purely for but one reason, that anyone who is coming to this platform, anytime, the same way we are saying here today, why do you join, why do you log in Facebook? You know, we are speaking what we do. Si ni kweli? Kwa nini mtu ata log in kwa Jiji? Kwa nini mtu ana log in kwa, you know, Nation TV ama Standard Digital na nataka kuona news? Kwa nini mtu ana log in to Tuko? You want to see trending news, or you want to see current news in Kenya or even across Africa and wherever. Now, why would someone log into Smart Focus? It is purely because of one reason. The reason is, I would say not one but two reasons. Number one, as a sales agent, You would log in because you want to publish property. True. Number two, as a client, is because you want to procure. If you find Smart Focus in any of these spaces, because we are also present in TikTok, we are also present in all the other social media platforms. But why are we present in these spaces? Our primary reason for being present in these other platforms is because that's where most of the people are today, anyway. And that's the fact. True? But we don't convert, we don't close our sale at social media. This, and I keep mentioning this, is what we call webhook. Webhook means that this is where you engage the client for the first time. But once you engage the client, even for Facebook, even for all these other platforms, you will see the engagement. It is saying, what is your reason for advertising with Facebook? It will ask you, what are your primary goals? If the goal is sale, then it will ask you, where do you want to engage your customers at? Is it at WhatsApp? Is it at the Messenger? Or is it at your websites? Is it true? If you guys have been engaging more with these platforms, all of them, even when you go to TikTok or any one of these, it will keep asking you, where do you want to drive your clients to? Where will they find more information about yourself? Where we take the clients, it is primarily to our platform. Now, when you come to Smart Focus, in this platform, and now we are getting home. When you come to our primary platform, here, you are able to do many other things as a customer. Number one, starting with where we are, as a property agent, you're able to create an account. Yeah. Number two, as an agent, you're able to list properties. As you list properties within our platform, it means you are now addressing, your properties are addressing the right audience. I really want that to see. What we mean by addressing the right audience, it means you are not addressing anybody and everybody. You are addressing people who have, from wherever, they have taken a decision that I'm logging into Smart Focus because I know that brand, I know that company. Just the same way someone can walk into Natu Limited. They know what you offer. What Natu offer is land and houses. True? Now, it means someone who wants to drink the water will not come to you. That's not your service. Actually, your service will go to look for those services to where they are being offered. True? As the rule of separation of duties and all that. So once we list our properties at Smart Focus, it means that we are addressing the right audience. In terms of why I'm showing these classes is because when you come to our platform, you will find us we have been able to classify properties according to these different classes. Where if it is a property of a particular price, we do not want the persons interacting with our platform, we don't want them to spend too much time on our platform. We've been able to classify these as platinum category, such that even if now today I'm interacting with a client on call, and it's a property that I don't have as an agent, I can just log into Smart Focus directly and say, you are looking for a property. Like now we have a project somewhere in Kilimani. The property itself, the top unit is selling at 99 million. The project for Elizabeth. One of the units here, a 5BR unit, yenye iko juu, rooftop, it is selling at 99 million. Lakini zenye ziko huku kwa ground, zinauza around 13 million. same nyumba, lakini yenye iko juu inauza 99 million. Kuna ingine bado kwa hii nyumba zenye ziko saidi ya nje, they are selling at 32 million. I think it was 132 $130,000 or something like that. About 32 million. Same unit. Now, it is the same unit. If you look at the naming from the platform, you might find it is more of the same unit. But now when you go to the definition, when now I'm guiding client into the customer journey, when now I've received a phone call, I want to engage a client, I've been able to identify it's okay. The client is looking for a property, say in maybe Kilimani. In Kilimani, the client is looking for a penthouse. The client is looking for a project of say 50 million and above. You know, we salesmen, we are able to classify the client and be able to identify exactly what the client is looking for. If I'm able to classify the client in this category, then quickly I go to platinum category. At this category, I'm now able to see various projects that immediately matches the customer preference. We together. Now, if the client is looking for an apartment, I will be able to quickly be able to sort and find properties that are of this price that are matching to my client preference. Assuming the client is of this category and is looking for properties that are around rural area. So I can go to the platform of Smart Focus quickly and be able to classify. I think this was not bronze. I think this is good category. If you come to good category and search for rural, it is classified around price. So quickly, all the properties that have been listed around this area that fall under this range, the, the metric behind the scene, the algorithm behind in the system has been able to classify and to handle much of these into the categorization. You're not finding the system ourselves calling a client do what, no. But you find this classification. This classification also handles the platinum category, also handles the customers who are within the corporate clients who are buying the mega project. Like now we are part of the person selling one of the mega house in Nairobi. The house is selling at 2.2 billion. So the type of clients that you are seeking to address or to present that opportunity to buy, definitely it's a different class of a client. It's not it is not even a class of customers that I have. We are able to find and to engage through Smart Focus. But if I go to them in the name of Smart Focus, I'm able to write in the name of the brand in Dubai and tell them we have an opportunity in Nairobi. But if I address them in the name of Steve Kehara, what I'm saying. And this is where I say that one can chase we are acknowledging in this room. In our current outreaches, all of us, we all have, by the grace of God, we all have our audiences, people and different classes of persons that God have given us access to. But what Smart Focus is granting to the market is an opportunity to access the 10,000. Initially by yourself, you only had a contact in first class. But now when we list our properties at Smart Focus, it is giving you as an individual here, allow me to release much of this. It means as an individual here, as a salesman, in my Outreach, I only had one. But when I come to the other side of Smart Focus, you'll find to their safe, to their branding capacity, now they have access to 100,000. And this is the reason. Every time you take your property, I don't know how to put it in a normal layman language. Let me put it this way. Assuming Joshua, today umepewa nyumba inauza 2 million. A very hot product, very hot property. Na imeuza. Will you require to take it to Facebook to market it? Would we? This is what I'm saying. If you currently have properties that you're able to convert within your outreach, you don't require to market it anywhere. But instances and times will come to us as property marketers where we are receiving stocks that we don't have a current market. So what we do, we uplift the stock to where there is a greater audience. We're together. We will keep uplifting our property from where we don't have an audience to where there is greater audience. The reason any one of us would ever take a property to go and list it in FB is because you know, and FB will even tell you, if you list your property and you pay me 5,000, I will represent your property to every day 2K to 3K persons. So you normally see this when you're doing the necessary. If you go to other platforms like Gigi will tell you, if you list your property with me, I will make it depending on the category that you pick. Assuming you take gold, they will tell you, will keep recycling your product every 2 hours. To anyone who is, will keep taking it to the top every after 2 hours to give it more visibility. We together? If you take it to any other platform, that is the promise I keep telling you. But now we at Smart Focus, what we are telling the property marketers is, if you come to us with your property, it's a property we don't know for how long you've been with your property, but you are saying, like this case of Nacho. Nacho, they have 80 a quarter acre properties. Of these 80, we are telling Nacho and any other team member out there that if you come and list this property in Smart Focus, immediately you are getting access of our audience. On our side, all that we do every day, we are growing our audience. This is what we are growing every day. And we would like to partner with you as property marketers, that every person logging into our platform called Smart Focus, these are targeted. These are not just people coming to watch news or whatever. We don't have those ones. We only want to be known as Smart Focus just for one, but for one reason, that we have the right property in the market space. Last week when we were here, we really took time to help ourselves understand the process. We took a lot of time and we really bad on that to really help us the whole process that we call the due diligence. True? And I took time to show us what it means in the process of the due diligence. And I took time even to show us what it also means when you talk about the trust currency. Such that if every one of us, the persons that are on this side, the agents, the property marketers, if we are able to achieve equal standard in DD, if we are able to achieve the same in terms of TC, trust currency, then it means what we call our product, and our product for this matter is same as the property. The property that we now have, by the time now we are migrating it to Smart Focus, it is a great product. And what we have built here, it is at Smart Focus, what we have been able to build here within Smart Focus is a community of trust, such that anyone who is coming to log into to Smart Focus, they trust our properties. We've been able to ensure that all the property that has been listed has gone through the process of the full due diligence, such that even if a client comes at night, they know the property they are going to pick from our platform is a property that has uh, all the components, let me say, all the components of the DD. That gives them comfort. If I could maybe mention, because I have a bit of insight on the property for Nashu, that project has been able to go through the entire DD. I think the only thing that I was calling with the team leader there the other time was they pushed for the approval for the title deeds from the Kiambu guys, because it was quite an issue when you are selling a property that the title deeds have not yet been fully been issued. I think even today we had an issue with a property for Optiven in Marindi Ridge or something. There's a property that a client bought, kapewa title, na iko na two issues pahari, but something that is being handled wherever it is. But nonetheless, what we are saying is the community that you will find with your property in Smart Focus, they know that the properties that you are listing are projects and properties that have been able to pass the DD test. What does that mean? It means anyone who is looking for a property there, akiitisha title deed, tutaweza compare copy. Akisema tumpee mutation map, tutaweza compare. Akisema tumpee consent, tutaweza compare na his document. Akiitisha anything. What does that mean? It shortens the conversion journey. And like I was sharing here as time, it makes that if currently as a property agent, your conversion journey is equivalent to maybe 180 days, that averagely all the properties given to you, you take about 180 days to convert. At Smart Focus, we are looking at reducing this. We take it from 180, maybe we may be able to reduce it for you to 150, or even we would even attempt to take this that at max within 90 days, you've been able to convert your property. Within less or a max of 90 days, that any property listed within our platform, a max of 90 days, working together, giving us the right project, and we have the audience. I took a bit of time last week to show us who are our audience. And I took us through the journey of showing us how do we market our properties over and above the social medias. I showed us about one touch booking. I talked about the events and how we are partnering with other companies out there. I talked about local partnerships with corporate partners. I talked about global partners that we have. I talked about Zoom meetings. I talked about Africa diaspora tours that we do internally. All those encompassing how we uplift the voice, how we uplift the brand, and how we market every property that has been given to Smart Focus. So allow me now to take us to the last leg of our meeting today and why we are here. We've labored a bit to see on those very important areas. We have about 20 minutes. So in terms of partnership, yeah, what Smart Focus is now doing, we realize that the process of sale is quite a long process. And we would like to share this process. So we are looking for agents and property marketers, for that matter, who will assist us in the process of onboarding process. We will do all what we can to give you the best of the skill set, the best of the training, to be able to acquire the right properties. Right properties up till the entire DD has been performed. Once we are able to achieve on this, yeah, once you're able to achieve the right property, then now you come and list your property uh, within the platform of sorry within the platform of Smart Focus. Smart Focus, we are not charging you listing fee. Together, Smart Focus, we are not charging you listing fee. All we will require from any agent is for them to come and give us the best of the property. Once you give us the property, you list it in our platform. We will start by having what we are calling an agreement signing. Once we sign the agreement, part of what we are doing in the agreement, let me start by defining the role of the agent and the role of Smart Focus. The role of the agent, we would like the agents to assist us in the onboarding process. Go to the market, as and when you get a property, speak to us, let us engage together. Let's know where the property is, where we can assist you to complete the due diligence process. We'll assist you. Clear? What will Smart Focus do? The role of Smart Focus will be to do what we are calling Smart Focus will give itself to its strength. The strength of the business is in property marketing. We together? The strength of Smart Focus is in property marketing. Pricing your property to the right audience. We have mastered how to do that in the market space. We know where to go. We can walk the journey. It's not like the way young men tell the young ladies that I can climb the mountain for you, can kill the lion on your behalf. Or what we can commit as Smart Focus is we will position your property, or we position the property that is received to ourselves. We position it to the right audience. I've taken time to show us how we classify the properties that we receive and how we position them to the right audience. Last time I also spoke about the same, but now using the angle of events without rebutting much on that. Now, once an agent has brought to us a property, at this time I do not quote any agency, we are going to sign an agreement. The agreement will entail, now that I'm not charging you the listing fee, now that Smart Focus is taking all the burden of going to the extremes of the world to go and secure the client for that property. What does that mean? It means that now we need to agree on commissions sharing. We together? So we need to agree on how we are going to split the commissions, because you as a property partner, you've been able to secure the property. On the other side, we are going to the market to look for the client. It means both of us, we have labored. And the proposal for Smart Focus is where we are looking at splitting the commission into half. We don't want you to belittle what you have done. We also don't want you to belittle our exercise, what we shall do. So in an instance where we are able to come and renegotiate and say the property is selling at 50 million, for the purpose of example, there you can assist me on this. And I want to use a case of Joshua here with permission. And Nashu is going to pay us 5% commission, but this property is coming through Joshua. Clear? Now, what is 5% of 50 million? If I'm not wrong, it is 2.5 million. 2.5 million. See, sawa hivyo. Now, what we are saying is we are going to accept this property from Joshua. We'll be able to define what is the responsibility of each partner? What shall be your responsibility? What shall be our responsibility? Part of the responsibility that Joshua might take is where when our people in the office are not available, we would call you and ask you, would you kindly take the client to site when you are available? Or assuming a property here we are dealing with Cecilia, I'm not available, and she's available to take a client to Kemuka, Gong, or maybe another one that is in Nanyuki. A partner in Smart Focus is not available for that exercise, but she's available. So we are going to define what shall be our shared responsibilities. Because the reason you are getting your 50% is because, like I said last time, we are able to see efforts. Clear? Si lazima kila mtu akuwa alitoa jasho pande yake. I know guys, you can agree with me that kabla siri ikuwe ni siri kila mtu anakuanga amehema. Si ni kweli? You can go 1 year without having a sale. Na mtu anaweza kuona kama hujui biashara, lakini hajui venye umehema kuongelesha hao customer wengi. Only that maybe the conversions were not there. But every day tunaamkanga tunasema Mungu tusaidie juu ya kesho. What I'm saying is we clearly define within our agreement what is the role of the agent, yeah, and what is the role of Smart Focus. That will ultimately now show why is the agent keeping 50%, why is Smart Focus going to keep 50%. If even up to the length of we are Smart Focus, we are dedicating huge budget every day. We are dedicating huge budget. Number one, to grow the brand. Number two, to walk to all these meetings. Number three, to do many other things to make sure that the property you listed in our platform is visible. And not just visible, it is visible to the right audience. We're together. And I said this, and it was very important, even before, let me just use this as a case. You may find we have put something on TikTok, and maybe we have shared in TikTok a snapshot of Nacho. Yeah? But this snapshot that we have put here is still but a hook so that the client can now be brought to our main platform that we can now discuss. No property will be sold from TikTok. Shamba itauziwa kwa site. We keep saying the serious client is one who will call you and tell you, I've seen the property. Is it? Tell me something about it. After that is done, then both of you get to agree. When can we visit the site? We together up to that. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not downgrading what happens within the social media, nor these platforms, but they act as the primary hook where now you get to know, kuna mtu aliingia, lakini beyond kufurahia, part of the goal ni anaweza ona kitu na make decision ya kuinunua, ama imfurahishe aseme hebu nipigie hawa watu, they give me more information. So we use all these as I'm saying as the hooks, and that's why you find ourselves, we have presence into all these other spaces. We are here and we are trying to tell the market we have a bigger space in a different location. And as we are doing this every day, we are now able to get clients, and when that client comes, we'll be able to work together by every one of us contributing in their different ends. And as we continue doing that, we are together going to convert the project. What does it mean in terms of this? This is what we now call the sales journey. In the sales journey, like I have said, and I need to So within this sales journey, it is quite a laborious journey. You'll find it is start now with property onboarding, what is normally known as listing. After listing, or before listing actually, you find the entire process of due diligence has been incurred. Then after this has been handled, we find we have gone now to listing. Then now you find there is expression of interest. After expression of interest, you find now we are conducting the site visits. After the site visits, you find now there is agreement. Sorry, there is secondary DD. This is now the process. Now you find we are handling it between the office and the client. None of the customer will come, irrespective of the proper DD you had done. None of the client will come and take the property without performing their own DD. So again, you find we work together with the customer to achieve this. Once that is done, then we now go to the agreements. Sorry, we go to the agreement. Once the agreements are done with the customer appearing, now this is a sales agreement for that purpose. Once this is done, we now go to the other stages where now there is the actual payment. Now, within our sales journey or customer journey, we've clearly been able to define the owner of the property and how they are going to pay us. Because if assuming I'm receiving a property from Yeshua here or Yeshua, it means when the payment will be coming, I'm not expecting Joshua to come and pay me. So when you introduce the property to us, that stage I say that you're going to have an agreement signed between Smart Focus and yourself. When you are doing that agreement signing, it means if you are not the primary owner of the property, in this agreement, you'd have to reveal to us who is the owner. Once we get to know who is the owner of the property, then we get to have now a new agreement that is showing how commissions comes. We get now within this agreement that is coming from Smart Focus, we get now to define how comes shall be payable to both. On our side, we now have two parties into one agreement. I don't know if this is clear. We've come to realize that, and if you go to most of the people, I would say our partners or our peers who are doing this type of property marketing in the local areas, you find mtu tu anakujanga anamwambia madam Rea, niko na shamba nataka kuuza, ukisikia customer unitumani, si ni kweli? But it ends there. So the moment Rea will get a client na auze shamba, it becomes a serious issue because the owner of the property will keep saying, hey, tulisikizania hapo nitakulipa. Amepata pesa, amelipwa, lakini sasa ana demand, anauliza what is binding me to pay you? That entire thing of gentleman agreement, it loses meaning all of a sudden. So as a business, as a Smart Focus, we do not list properties in our platform without an agreement, without a proper legal agreement. If the property does not have the right documents, we don't engage it because we keep looking at it from this angle. If today Cecilia was to give me a property na saa ine nipigiwe simu, amenipea saa 2 na saa ine tupigiwe simu na customer na hiyo shamba tumeweka online, nitaambia huyo client aje, itaito haijatoka. I want you to talk to me about that sales journey. I will not be able to convince that client. That client immediately will start having trust issues. What does that mean? It means I'm about to lose that customer. I don't want to give examples today, but I have so many examples of where we have ever listed a property, including our clients yesterday, the Somali clients that we had yesterday, that wanted a property in Konza, a 15 acres property in Konza. But all of a sudden, the partner that had committed to give a property from that area, all of a sudden said, unfortunately, I have the land, lakini documents, they are not ready. Those are some of the things that we avoid when there is proper agreement, when there is proper documents established, that before we list any property within Smart Focus, all those have been established. We together to that. Now, once we get the agreement to read, let me take a case of Cecilia. Once now we get the agreement to say that the owner, let's say the property, once we get the agreement to read here that the property owner versus, say, Cecilia and Smart Focus, then this gives us the legal basis now to start pushing for the property together. We are all aware that the owner is recognizing you as a primary person. We are now aware that the property owner is recognizing Smart Focus. And both of us, we now have a legal document that will protect our commissions. We together. That will protect our commissions, such that it will not be a surprise. Once we secure a client, part of this document will show what is the responsibility for the property owner. Part of the responsibility of the property owner is to ensure, number one, umelipa wafanyakazi mshahara. Si ni kweli? Number two, you accept to transfer the property documents. Once the money has been deposited, there will be quite a number of responsibilities of the property owner. Then it will now come and show what is the joint responsibility of ourselves. Number three, in terms of obligations, it will give an obligation to the property owner to allow us access the property, that we will know, ukinipata kwa shamba ya say ya Steve hapa, ametupea permission, we can walk into that land with no fear at any time. We have been permitted officially by a document that we can walk into that land with the customers and show them. We can conduct site visits to that land at any time, even by defining what time can we come to this property. Assuming these gated properties like now Nashu, such that even now when we are going to Nachu, at a soldier, the persons, the security guys who have been entrusted with that property, they know if you see Steve, if you see Steve, if you see Joshua, these guys, they are partners. They have an official arrangement with the company. They can be able to introduce a client who can buy a property. Over and above that, you find part of the clauses that have been identified is where there is a training process. What are the features of this property? There are some unique trainings that are normally done per property. Si ni kweli? Hakuna shamba ama project zinauzwa without unique training. So you find part of the responsibility of the property owner will be the unique training. Some of them you will find, this is where we are asking the owner, when the owner says, like now we have a property, and I think Raya knows about the property somewhere in Kerarapon. Yeah? I don't want to go to details about it, but you find, let me say this for the benefit of us as a peers in the market. You find the owner had committed that by June 2025 watakuwa wameweka nitanguaje moram watakuwa wameweka Moram Road, they identify watakuwa wameweka electricity, walikuwa wameweka, they had committed. You see, these are features that we are communicating to the customer. Who committed to do this? It is the project owners. In this case, assume it is Nashu. Let me keep using you. So assuming when Nashu project is being communicated out there, they have mentioned by December 2025 tutakuwa tumewekea perimeter wall. It became a feature that we Smart Focus, when we are marketing the same product, what do we tell the clients? We'll be telling the customer by December of 2025 tutakuwa tumewekea perimeter wall. Hii shamba itakuwa na perimeter wall. Now, go further. If a client buys the project because of one of the feature that you mentioned, na yeye mwenye shamba amekataa kuiweka, how will you ever hedge yourself? I don't know if you are together. If the owner, and we now have quite a number of projects, I will not mention here. If the owner had mentioned that, say by December 25, mother title, title itakuwa imetoka from mother title to beneficiaries, itakuwa imefanyiwa subdivision. Then it comes, a customer comes through you, amenunua project, amelipa pesa zote, na amejipanga by December 2025 ataenda kuchukua loan na hiyo title deeds. Then akuje kwako December, uanze kumwambia boss, actually ile project na title bado haijafanywa subdivision. How do you protect yourself? That's what I'm saying. Part of what we show clearly on our agreement is whose responsibility it is. Mimi siwezi fanya undertaking as Smart Focus ya kuwekea mtu perimeter wall. Si ni kweli? Lakini nikienda kuongea kwa soko, nitasema shamba itawekwa perimeter wall. You find yourself in those awkward position. Unapata uliambia clients utaweka gate rembo sana pale. By December hiyo gate itakuwa imeisha. Lakini December unapata all what is there is skeleton. Kaja na kupiga na kuuza boss. Gate yangu kwa. That's why now we go back to the engagement shelter. Because if you really want to protect the trust currency, you know some of the things you need now to go to the details. So because of time, I can see precisely we are now at 7:30 p.m. Because of time, what are we saying as a Smart Focus? We are what we are saying is we are inviting all property marketers in the marketplace. We would like to partner with you. We know you guys, you have properties. We know you have received so many opportunities to sell the stocks. Tumepata stocks. Kuna wenye wako na stock moja. Let me just show that here. There are, sometimes we say you have one property, but what are we doing with this area? The opportunity, the population. Yeah? The opportunity in this is maybe, let me use a case study of a property in Kitengela. It is one property name, but within it, it has 435 units. Or even areas. I think it had nearly 500 opportunities within it. So it doesn't matter how. You may be having one property called Nachu, but within it, it has maybe 600, 700 opportunities of conversion. You may be having or something, but within it, it has 300 opportunities. Or still, as a property marketer or an agent, you may be having so many Urban Rand, Rocco, wherever it is being positioned, we recognize that we have these types of opportunities. And we know the type of hustle as agents, as peers in the marketplace that we are going through to be able to convert. And like I mentioned, one can chase 1,000. But now, as Smart Focus, you are saying, two can chase 10,000. What we mean by this is, if you are pushing the market by yourself, you still be successful. But maybe this success might mean that we'll convert it after 1 year. Na utakuwa umeongea na sauti kabla kapate mtu hiyo opportunity. But now when we partner, we come together and we keep sharing our energy. We keep sharing our insights. We keep sharing skills. We keep sharing networking. We keep sharing opportunities. It means we are becoming a bigger force that now we can be able to convert this. We will keep attempting to see, can we be able to receive a product, a property from the client, and we combine our skills together. We combine our knowledge. We combine our networks. Yeah? Such that, can we attempt to convert a project even at 90 days? If normal, it was convertible in a year. Even other projects, to be honest, there's a project we have somewhere, I don't want to call where. You might find some projects even more than 5 years old. Si ni kweli? Tuambiane ukweli. You'll find some properties, some projects, they were launched 5 years ago. She knows of a project somewhere in Gara. This project has been there. We don't want to call names. It has been there for more than 5 years. It is pre-COVID. Na bado hajaisha. Wanapambana. But when we study from afar, when we study their marketing strategies and all that, you can tell they might not be forthcoming. We go talk to them about, give us an opportunity to help you convert this project. They keep saying, we have sufficient team members inside who are assisting us to do this. Then we say, it's okay. But what are we saying as Smart Focus? As a closing remark, we would like to work together. We are here offering ourselves to receive you as our onboarding partners. And we as Smart Focus, we do our best in what we know, property marketing. We push the property, we push it in Kenya, we push it in Africa, we push it across the world until we secure a client for that property. We do all what we can to get the property that you give to us a client. We're not giving it as 100% guarantee, but we are just mentioning it as a commitment. We were happy and we were sharing it to the office with the team, where we received even a president of one of the big hospitals in India. They came to Kenya, courtesy of Smart Focus, to come and buy some houses that had been given to us by Tysons. Hapa Tyson iko wapi? Should be somewhere this side, hapa Jubilee House or something. To come and buy properties we have been given by Tyson. Tyson had been with that house for long enough. We received it, I think, for a few days, and we were able to get guys to fly from India to come to Kenya, and we had some very good discussions, and we thank God for what we are able to do with that discussion. What we are saying today is, by yourself, we know you can do something, but when we partner, we can do more. Find it within our platform. I want to show us maybe for a minute. I hope it comes up fast because we already passed time by 6 minutes. So if you go to our platform, you will find at the top corner, I wouldn't have wanted to do it this way, but I'm just careful. You find it at this corner of our website. Our website is www. smartfocus.co.ke. When you come to this platform, at the top corner here, you'll find two buttons. One of the button is login, and the other button, this is login, and the other button is register. So as a partner, you'll come to this one of these button. You'll use the button for register. It is quite an easy process. You will create an account with us. Once you create an account, from the backend, we'll ask you to submit the necessary documents to the necessary documents for your KYC is what we call KYC documents. A document including your copy of your ID, both ends, or copy of your passport document. And number two, we'll ask you to share with us. Your KRA copy. We'll use the two documents. We'll use the two documents to open for you an account. And also part of this, we'll ask you several other things, including, like I've said, this will be a copy of ID. We'll ask you for KRA copy. We'll ask you for your bank details. Majorly, I think these are the items. We'll ask you for even a passport photo. All this information, if you have a company, if you are a corporate, or if you have a registered company, we'll ask you for basic documents, including the location, the telephone number, and all that. All these are documents that are assisting us to start an agreement with you. Because immediately after this, once we create for you the account in our platform, an agent's dashboard together. Once you get the agent's dashboard, you now have the room to post your listings. When you create your listing, the listing will have to go through the process of what we call the approval process. I might not go to all the details today, like I had gone a bit further in terms of, do we accept two similar products to be listed? Sorry, do we accept one property to be listed by two persons? We might not labor too much on that today. We spoke about it in details last week, but we are available to answer any other question. Your listing will go through the entire listing process. Once you list, we will recheck the property from backend. We will go through the process. Part of this might include, we will also require to verify the videos shared. We might require to see, this is in terms of the listing. Once you do the listing, it might require for us to recheck on the photos. It might include site visit, retaking, and this will also include an agreement per listing. So every property that we receive as a listing from your side, we would take you through the process of agreement listing. And once we have all this established, then together, the property that you have listed, we become equal partners in that property. And then now we start pushing for that property in the marketplace until we have been able to convert it. We do not give up on any property. On our side, I remember last week there were people who were saying hard to sell property. We don't have a property that we have described as hard to sell. All what we say is, and I think I can say this as my closing remark. Ukienda Nairobi, kuna mtu anasemanga, let me just use this, Ngara ni mbali sana na Tao, si ndio? Sijui kama umeshaiona hawa watu wanasemanga Ngara ni mbali sana. Yeah? Lakini ukienda past Ngara unaenda wapi? unaenda Parklands. Ukienda Parklands, Parklands is another heaven. It's a dimension of another heaven because the quality of life in this side is different. Ukipita Parklands unaenda sasa West ndani, it's another heaven in its own. So you might find someone saying that Gara is a hard to sell area, lakini Ngara, it is the nearest Nairobi for persons in, I don't know if you're getting my concept. Someone who lives in Parklands, they are most closest when they are advancing. They advance when they are advancing, when they are really looking for how to they can never even get closer to Nairobi. Gara to them is more urban than where they are. I don't know if you're getting it. But to someone who is here, because they have not been able to classify this opportunity properly, they are saying Gara is hard to sell. Let me take a break. Let me use an opportunity of Kemuka Gong. Someone might be given a property in Kemuka Gong and say it is so far. But someone who is in Kajiado, to them Kemuka is an advancement. I don't know if you're getting it. Someone might say Roiro Nachu project is very far to sell. It is only because what we define today, audience definition, that someone have not been able to identify the audience correctly. Because property A cannot be marketed to the audience of property B. When you are doing audience matching, that's where people fail. But within Smart Focus, as you can see me easily describing all these types of audiences and all that, those are the processes we take through any property that we receive. Allow me to stop at that today because of time and invite all of us. Please go and interact with our platform. It's quite friendly. Create an account with us today. Give us your first property. Let's see what we can be able to achieve together. When you list your property with us, you'll be able to get a dashboard that has quite a lot. Over and above the dashboard, maybe to mention, like I had shown, the customer journey and all that. Part of also what we offer at Smart Focus is when the client have purchased the property, we don't review at that juncture. We work together with the customer. We ensure the customer, there are some things that customers don't know. Unapata client hajui mambo ya board, land board. Unapata client hata hajui siku ya board inakaa siku gani. Unapata client hata hajui surveyor atampata wapi. These are what we call after sales services that makes us to be unique, to be different. If you only become a sales person or a real estate person who is just unauza, client akikulipa unamwambia hey, bwana akubariki tuonane siku soko ingine. Honestly, you've not had an impact to that sales process. The moment now we as sales, as a property marketers, what we do over and above, just connecting the owner, connecting the client and the property. Those are the things that makes the difference. So we are looking at you today, that you would come, find it that there will be value to partner with the Smart Focus. Allow me to stop at that today as I invite you. If there will be any question, I am here more than willing to respond to it and give you clarity as and where there is no clarity in what we have said today. Maybe in terms of closing remarks, I would like to receive your questions. Where there is a question, where you have a clarification area, I'm more than willing to step in. I could start with the Jenga there. Jenga, any area you think it wasn't clear, you would like me to step in and support? Yes, Joshua, is there any area you have clarification that you would like Smart Focus to give now, or you would like to go and take time to absorb? Mm. So, um, we kept asking this question. Can, is it Joshua? Anyway, let's just call you why. Yeah. Um, assuming you come from rural area and you know two agent friends of you, you know them. Of these two agents, ni marafiki wako na wote wanajua shamba inaitwa sawa, na wote wamekwambia Yeshua, nimepata shamba, ningependa tusaidiane kuiuza. Yeah? Na wewe amekwambia tuko na mshahara ya 5%, tutagawa sawa. Then friend number 2 amekukujia, amekwambia nimepata opportunity na show, na amekwambia hiyo opportunity tunalipwa, ili friend A na huyu ni friend B, na hii deal wewe ukipata client tutagawana sawa. Immediately same day umeenda umepata client. Ukipata client hii shamba na huyu client amependa hii shamba, utaenda kuambia agent mgani umepata shamba? Utaambia rafiki gani umepata shamba? Yet umekubali A na umekubali B, ni nani utaambia umepata customer? Huh? Assuming you have an agreement, utaambia nani? You have an agreement here, nikipata client nitakwambia. You have an agreement here, nikipata client nitakwambia, and this agreement is binding. So that's why within Smart Focus we don't pick a property from two agents. You get what I'm saying? We ensure that if we have Nasho, we only want to work with, it is either A or B. And then we focus to convert the project. So if you bring to us a property that is currently listed on our platform, we will notify you that this property, we currently have it in our platform. We are not able to engage. Because once you look at the sales journey, at one point, there will be conflict. How do you avoid conflict? If you can foresee it, you hedge it from afar. You hedge it by not engaging. Because we don't want to receive a property from two parties. Then when it comes to sale, huyu anajua na huyu anajua. Na ikia tuseme ati sasa, let's bring the three of us tugawane. It becomes a nullity. It becomes a null and void transaction. You get what I'm saying? So part of what we check back end, we are careful now to come and check what is the location number, what is the location, what is the title deed details, and all those other informations to ensure that the property we are dealing with is unique and not currently listed in our platform. So at this stage, what we are telling our partners in the market, be the first one to come to us. Be the first. Be the first. If you see a good property, go engage, come talk to us. Let us establish the agreement early enough. because definitely the truth is the other parties who are still seeing that opportunity, and they know that working with Smart Focus will assist them to convert faster, they will also come to us. If they come to us ahead of you, you will not be able to secure the opportunity with us. I hope that is clear. Mm. Any other? It's okay. Cecilia, any clarity? Yeah. Sorry. Mm. Be able to send reviews. Yes, indeed. So, so the journey, like I've mentioned, we are splitting the journey. That we are saying you have assisted to secure the property on our side, and this is the reason we are signing an agreement, so that sisi hatutauza bila wewe. Get it? And this protects mshahara, niseme hivyo. Hii inakusaidia kuprotect, and this agreement is binding. It is, and that's why I said the moment you introduce us a property, we now come in our agreement. It will have three parties. It will have the owner, it will have yourself, and it will have Smart Focus as a company, not with personal names here. It will have the company. What this does is, even when we go to the property, even when you're not there, the document that we carry has your name. Even the day the salary or the commissions will be payable, even if you are not there, you will receive your payment. Part of the clear information we indicate here is on successful conversion, commission shall be payable to account number this for Yeshua, and account number this, a percentage of this to Smart Focus. Clear. It's an official document that is binding the parties, such that it ensures that now you have peace. You know what I'm saying? So let me use a case of Cecilia here, my good friend. We had a property from one of our friend, another friend called Dan. Cecilia did not require to go to site, but when I analyzed the property, you find it is a quality product, location and all that. But now that she is the one who is introducing the property, we keep sharing. Like I said, the document of agreement has responsibilities. Who is going to do what? What is your role? What is our role? Where do we have shared roles? Because in every sales transaction, we need to identify the efforts. What was your effort? Your effort was, I went to the property and I assisted to secure the DD. What was the effort of Smart Focus? The effort of Smart Focus was, we listed the property, we published, we marketed it until we secured a client called Client K. This client has now come to make the sale. Then we take that whole process. So when the client will call to the platform, the client will speak to Smart Focus office. Is it clear? So the customer will speak to us. We do what we call assessing, because again, you would find there are so many people who will keep calling, but you need to qualify. I really don't want to go to those things today, but there is what we call quali, quali, qualifying the rates. Yeah, the process of qualifying the rates is another process that requires a skill set, because it's not all the clients who call utawachukua ukiwaambia hey, twende site kesho, otherwise wewe intel itakumalizia kwa njia, yeah, ama ujipate ulipeleka customer site Mnafika site nakwambia, ulielewa chenye nilikuwa nataka? You get what I'm saying? I mean, see, we all experience, we have all these different exposures. So part of what we do, we may receive so many phone calls, but before we do the action of taking the client to the site, we have to do this process of qualifying the leads. Once we qualify the lead, if you are available, we will tell you, kesho tunaenda site kupeleka client fulani. Tumepata client wa ile shamba ulitupea. Then we would ask you, Joshua, will you be available for this site visit? When you are available, we send you an email, an official communication. When we send you, you confirm you are available. We send the same to our customer on the other side. All the parties we get to agree. Kesho saa 4 tupatane kwa site. We are all busy. Tupatane saa 4. Tupatane saa 4, we do the needful. We take the client through the project. Once we confirm the project, we close the deal. The other thing we do as a business, once we are on the site visit, we labor so much to ensure that we've been able to close it from there. We've been able to establish huyu client amependa shamba ama hajapenda. So beyond the website, we also have another platform that we now use to do other things, to assist the client to immediately be able to take a decision. Even when we are on site, we even have a platform, or we have means, we are able to ask the client, you can pay today. Umependa mbuzi? Ilipie leo. You get what I'm saying? Umependa shamba? We can do the necessary. So that whole entire process, as a business, we've been able to walk through this journey so many times. I don't want to talk about how many properties we've been able to convert out there, but as a result of the engagements we have done in the market space, we've been able to acquire the right skill set that now we can convert as many as will be able to be delivered to us. Cecilia, anything? With the platform. That's okay. Rhea, any clarification? Emmanuel, any clarification? None at all. Steve, any? So far, so good. With no other clarification, it's precisely 8 p.m. I would request us now we close it at that. There will be anything. We are still around. We'll be here maybe for the next 2 or 3 minutes before we dismiss. Then if there will be any burning item, how to log in, create an account and all that, you can always find us. We can do the grace and we bring our discussion to an end. And now may the grace of our Lord Jesus Christ, the love of our, and the fellowship of the Holy Spirit be with us now and forevermore. Amen. Amen. Thank you so much. So we've come to an end. We only request if you can allow us to have a group photo, then we can call it a day that way. I hope my handwriting was legible. Oh, sawa. I hope it wasn't very fast. We sometimes attempt to do it slightly slowly. So we can have, Steve, we can have it from here. Oh. Hmm? So we'll be here next week. We will advance the discussion briefly, and then the other week we will now take our discussions to some other locations, center, nation, where we are looking for a partnership with agents from the restaurants, from